YouTube, take a journey with me. It's a weeknight, weekend, whatever the case may be. You're real excited. You've been talking with the friends. You're ready to get back into Destiny or try Destiny for the first time. You log on, you dust everything off. It's time to go. You're met with the character screen. All of a sudden, the anxiety sets in. Who am I going to be? Am I a hunter? Am I this quick, rogue, fast ninja warrior? Am I the warlock? Am I just going to be a space magician? Am I a titan? Just a huge bull, behemoth of a character? I don't know. I'm panicking. Which one do I play better with? Who am I supposed to be? Finally, you overcome that first obstacle and you just pick one. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. All to be met with a screen full of objectives and titles and pinnacles and everything else that you're supposed to do. You feel like you have to do it right now. You can't catch up with where your friends are. You can't catch up to do in-game content. You're going to be lost because you don't have the best weapons in PvP. If that's ever been the case for you, like it has been for me, I'm here to help you out. Today we're going to talk about what it's like as a new player or an average player or a player that's just now coming back to the fold in Destiny 2, Season 22, Season of the Witch, right here before the final shape. What do you need to do? What do you need to pay attention to? What are some helpful tips from Guardians that have been doing this for a long time that never took a break? What do you need to know in order to be the best, and I mean the best, Guardian that you can possibly be? Let's dive in and talk about it. First off, I think you need to understand that Destiny, it's grindy, it's complex, it's confusing for the new player, and even the seasoned player for that matter. Bungie's never really nailed the new player experience, and so when you're getting into the game, you're trying to figure things out, don't get overwhelmed. Don't get worried about all of the things that you're supposed to do and you have to do, because you're not alone in that. As someone who has been playing this game since Destiny 1 came out, and someone who took a break for 6 months, coming back to the game was extremely difficult. I hear the same complaints from people who are just starting the game. I have a couple of friends who, now that it's Season 22, they're trying to get into the game. It's overwhelming. It's crazy. It's okay. That's fine. We're here to help. Seasoned players, veterans of the game. There are a lot of forums and things out there on the internet that can help you out. Don't worry. You're not alone. Trust the process. Jump into the game. The longer you're away from the game, the harder it is to come back. So that's just across the board for everybody. Okay? So if you're new to the game, if you're away from it for a while and coming back, it's the same thing for everybody. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. We're all here to figure it out together. So what this video is just a simple guide. Whether you are new to the game, whether you're coming back to the game, this is going to be an easy guide for you to jump in and figure out how to get booted up and rock and roll with some Destiny. So let's dive in. First off, I want to talk about character selection. You have 3 choices. You can pick a hunter, a warlock, or a titan. Your hunter is going to be your rogue, your sneaky type of player. It's the most popular selection on Destiny. That's how I started in Destiny. In Destiny 1, I was a hunter. The jump mechanics and the movement are like most games are when it comes to running a character. It's very easy. The movement is very straightforward. There's nothing crazy, no gliding, no craziness, just a jump and a jump. Keep hitting that A button. It's very strong. The hunter is very strong in PvP settings. Very quick. It's pretty spicy. You can get in and get out of situations. You can do the damage that you need to do. You can cause the effects that you need to cause, whatever the case may be. And then the hunter just feels natural to play. It's a great starting point for people coming into the game. You've never played Destiny before. Hunter is a very good place to start. Just the way that it feels and the natural feel of that character. Very easy to rock and roll with a hunter. Then we're moving on to the warlocks. The warlock is going to be your space magician. All right, he's going to be a good support character. There's a lot that goes into the warlock. You can make builds that do a lot of damage. You can also make builds that heal you, that heal your teammates. It's a very good, they have good solo builds for in-game content. And then there are a lot of broken PvP builds for the Warlock. The Warlock can be crazy. The Warlock has a lot of options to be able to do high damage, to be able to, for instance, with the Stasis subclass, you can freeze combatants. It's wild what you can do with a Warlock. I'm not saying that's the best character. I'm saying that it's a little bit more of a learning curve, but the payout when you do figure out how to use a Warlock, the payout for it is pretty good. It's going to help you if you're looking to do a lot of solo content. The Warlock's where you need to go. The Titan is going to be your brawler. The Titan is near and dear to my heart. The Titan, after I went from a Hunter, I switched to a Warlock, and then I went to a Titan. I've loved playing on the Titan. Strong melee builds, big damage. It's a tank of a character, and the Titan is thick. Titans are fun to play with. Titans have one of their supers is pretty much a sparky missile. You create yourself to be just a weapon, and you dive right into the middle of the combat. Titans can also be used to put up shields and barricades. There's a certain super that you can use where the Titan has a bubble that is a protective bubble for you and your teammates. So the Titan's a good place to start as well if you're into the tanky feel. I feel like as far as these three characters are concerned, the Warlock might be the most difficult when it comes to figuring out how to pick your character, how to use the character appropriately. The Warlock is probably going to be more complicated. However, what I would suggest is jumping into the game with one that you feel like fits your playstyle, fits your personality, something that you feel like after learning about it, that's the one you want to go with. I would try each one before you lock into just one character. Try each subclass. Play around with them. What the cool thing about Destiny is that you can grind with one character. You can get a lot of weapons. You can switch your weapons over to the next character, and you can keep on grinding. So your characters, in a sense, become more and more powerful as you go. So you're not losing a whole lot by just trying out different characters. Figure out what you like to play with. Figure out the feel, your style. When I first started playing, I wanted to be quick. I wanted to run away. I wanted to jump in, do the damage, be an instigator, and then leave very quickly. That was a great idea for the Hunter. Then as I progressed through the game, I wanted to learn how to use more elements of the game. I wanted to learn how to be more of a support player in the sense of in-game content and doing raids and doing things like that. So the Warlock was where I gravitated towards, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But then when I tried the Titan, I fell in love with the Titan. I mean, all three of them have different play styles. They have different ways that you can play the game. So feel free to try each one. Don't apologize for your selection. Do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy in that sense, and just learn what it is that you want to play. Number 2, ignore. Come here, get closer. Ignore the hate. Destiny has definitely had its ups and downs, and nobody hates on the game more than seasoned players. Play the game. Dig in. Try all that it has to offer. Formulate your own opinion. Play the way that you want to play, and then hone in your builds and weapons and playstyle from there. This is a very enriched community. It's a community that's been around for a while. You're going to hear a lot of hate. There definitely have been ups and downs, ebbs and flows in this game. Bungie has made a lot of mistakes in this game. They've also done a lot of good things. And I think with a fan base that is as passionate as Destiny players tend to be, when Bungie messes up, when Destiny is not in a state where it needs to be, it's crazy how many people will begin to attack this game and speak negatively of it. Block that out. Don't listen to it. Go in and have your own experience. Play the way that you want to play. If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, whatever. Stay off of the toxic side of social media in relation to this game. Explore it with your own eyes. As you can see from this tweet From Gathalion, he says the same thing. Experience Destiny the way that you want to experience Destiny. Don't listen to all the hate and the nonsense. If you allow other people's opinions to dictate your experience, you're absolutely going to have the same experience that they had. So have your own experience, enjoy it for what it's worth. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to apologize for it. It's not for everybody. Number 3, stop taking, hang on, get closer again. Stop taking this game so seriously. Stop it. It's a video game. Don't feel like you need to grind every single thing or speed through all the events in the story. Play at your pace, find your fun, grind for a while, play a new game for a bit, and then come back and keep grinding Destiny. Find your own pace. Destiny is always going to be a game where you're grinding nonstop. It has a great amount of PvE content. It has a great amount of PvP content, all of which have its own accolades, its own pursuit of titles, its own triumphs. You can grind nonstop, day in and day out for years and years and years, as I have, and still not get to the top of that mountain. It's okay. You don't have to do it all at once. Figure it out as you go. Find one thing that you really like. Is that Crucible? Are you like me, where you like to get in and do PvP type stuff? Then grind Crucible. Find one thing and enjoy it. Do you like Gambit, where it's a little bit of a hybrid from PvE and PvP? Okay, go do that. Do you like to run strikes? Do you like to run raids? Do you like to do in-game content? Do you like to get on with a team and start grinding for gear? Do that. Whatever you want to do. Don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Segment it out. If you're going to dive all into Destiny, that's great. I commend you for it. But figure out how you're going to compartmentalize what it is that you're doing. You don't have to do it all at once. Number 4, play the weapon that you want to play. I cannot put enough emphasis on this. Play the weapons that you want to play, especially if you're just starting out, or if you're coming back to the game, or if you're one of those players that's kind of been stuck in a rut for a while and you're just trying to figure out how to use weapons, how to utilize, how to get your shots, how to take cover, how to get your transitions on PvP maps, how to dominate champions when you're doing PvE and raids and whatnot. Don't feel like you have to run the weapons that everybody tells you that you have to run. Okay, Destiny is full of meta weapons and god rolls all over the place. It's all you're going to hear about. And while these are incredibly useful for doing well in most Destiny events, play with what you want to play with. If you aren't a hand cannon person yet, hand cannons aren't meta at the time, don't worry about using a hand cannon. Use your ridiculous grenade launcher and have fun. Enjoy what you want to enjoy and how you want to enjoy it. This is your game. You paid for it. You're going to spend the time. Do what you want to do. As you grow as a Destiny player, you'll start to chase the meta weapons and you'll seek out the god rolls. But until then, you do you, boo-boo. You do you, boo-boo. Number 5, learn how to use mods. This is an interesting, especially if you're coming from Destiny 1, this is an interesting thing that Bungie implemented into this game in Destiny 2. The mod system is really important for utilizing your character's assets, figuring out how to ascend your character to the next level. So invest some time in watching videos. Jump into Discords, get on forums, teach yourself the best ways to become the most powerful Guardian that you can be. The mod system, it's very important for utilizing and amplifying the setup that you like to run with, so definitely pay attention to it. I was bad for a while when Destiny 2 hit the mod system. I just started ignoring it. I didn't want to deal with it. It's a lot. It is a whole lot, and especially as this game has grown, the mod system has become increasingly more complicated. But when you start digging into it, you start asking people questions that, especially from veterans who know how to do it. You start watching videos, you learn a little bit more. You start to realize, hey, I've got this armor set, and these are probably the best weapons that I can use. If I'm running some type of submachine gun mod on my armor, maybe I need to use a submachine gun. You start to learn how to utilize those mods. You become a much better player. You start to realize you're doing more damage. You're moving more effectively. You're able to accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself. So learn the mod system. Invest some time in figuring that system out. And jump right in. Number 6, utilize community resources. There are incredible resources to help you learn the best builds and weapons for your character. These are free and created by people who care deeply for this game. Destiny Item Manager, D2 Armor Picker, D2 Foundry, Light.gg, Delcia's Gaming, and I'll add these links in the description. These are all free resources. You link up your Bungie account. With Destiny Item Manager, you can move weapons back and forth. You can test out and build your loadouts before you're actually in the game. You can learn how to leverage your strengths and your assets to be able to get the best out of what it is that you're looking for. With the D2 Armor Picker, this is a very easy way for you to get on and figure out how to build your armor the best way with your stats. This is a very easy way visually too. It's a very easy way to just point, to click, to let this thing help you figure out the best way to build your character. All of these, Light.gg is going to help you out when it comes to what's popular right now, what people are using the most when it comes to weapons, and what roles you're looking for. A lot of these things definitely pay attention to the more you get into the game, the more advanced you become. But at the very beginning, don't get overwhelmed. These resources are here to help you out. Get into a good Discord like the Lighthouse. I'll also add that link in the description. Connect with people who are always willing to teach. There are Discords, there are channels out there, there are people who are willing to help you. This community understands greatly how difficult this game can be. Sure, you're going to run into your toxic people who aren't going to want to play with you unless you're the most proficient guardian that exists. But there are more people who are willing to help out new guardians. There are more people willing to help out people who are stuck in that kind of average state of play, not really feeling like they're increasing their skill level at all. I am someone who, again, has played this game for a long time. And in Destiny 1, I was really good at PvP. And then Destiny 2 came out, and I just kind of stayed in this rut of complacency, if you will. Everything seemed overwhelming. Well, now, recently, that I've jumped back into the game, and I've tried to do more in-game content and do things that I'm weaker at, I've been fortunate enough to jump into a group of people who are willing to help me out. A lot of Sherpas out there that'll bring me through raids, a lot of people that will point me in the right direction. It's helped out greatly to hear from veterans and people that know a lot more than I do. If you look at these images, you start to see, hey, this is what my vault should look like. This is what it could look like. If you look at the titles, these are the titles that I could be going after, and it's possible. Anybody can do it. You got to find the right group. You got to have the willingness to be able to jump in and not be afraid of it. Be open to communicating with random people. The LFG, looking for a group, the constantly trying to find people who are willing to jump into activities with you, that can be done through Discord. It can be done, like for me, I'm an Xbox guy. There's the looking for group on Xbox. Messaging random people in public spaces. You can get on Bungie.com. And there are a lot of people that are constantly posting activities looking for fire teams to jump in with. Another great resource is Twitch. I started watching Twitch because of Destiny. I knew that there were people out there that were playing this game. I had questions. I wanted to know the best way to do whatever it is that I was trying to do. And Twitch is an incredible space. There are a lot of great streamers out there who care deeply about helping you out. I'll post some of them in the bottom, but you have Bonafide Hero. You've got Gigs that'll help you through trials. You've got Dredgen Zur that will post helpful, useful tips all the time. You've got Sammy. You've got Lucky 10P. There's so many out there. You could find them. I'll put some descriptions. I'll put it in the description. Go watch their stream. Go listen to how they're talking. Be tuned in when they're doing events. You can jump in on my stream. Shameless plug. Jump in on my stream. We're always looking to be able to help people out and to grow a community. We want people to love this game as much as we love this game because that community allows this game to grow in the right ways. And then the Destiny community in general, on that note, is one of the reasons that I've stayed with this game. There have been a lot of times where I wanted to have a harsh breakup with this game. I was done with it. I was upset by the state of the game, depending on what the meta is or how broken something is when it comes to PvP, how difficult something may be. I didn't want to do it. There were times where I had enough. But then I stayed plugged in with the community. I started hearing people talk about it. I started seeing people stream it. And then I realized this is one of the best communities that could ever exist in any type of gaming format. And that's why a lot of people stick around. There are a lot of people that have invested the majority of their life into this game. Again, I've plugged in almost a decade worth of playing this game. The community is really what allows this game to thrive. Number 7, do not be afraid. There is a lot of intimidating content on Destiny, especially if you're an average or a new player. Don't be afraid to jump in and try it. You might be a lot better than you think. I've learned that as well. I stayed away from Grandmaster Nightfalls. I stayed away from raids. I stayed away from difficult content because I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to go in there and die every single time. And being able to jump into that, to push that fear aside and say, okay, I'm going to connect with people. I'm going to have awkward conversations initially. I'm going to learn how to communicate in this space, and I'm going to ask for help, and I'm not afraid to do that. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing Grandmaster Nightfalls left and right. I'm doing raids left and right. It is definitely possible. Do not be afraid of it. Don't run from it. Jump in and enjoy it. Lean on the community. Learn how to use the best weapons for certain events or mod your armor to help you. It is possible, I promise. Again, if you ever need help with raids or upper level content, reach out to me. If you just want to jump into Crucible with a group, jump into my stream, jump into my Discord. We absolutely are constantly connecting with people. I'm 100% okay with connecting you with people. If I'm not available, I'll connect you with people who can help you out. And finally, embrace the chaos, y'all. This game is constantly chaotic. Embrace the chaos. There is not another game like Destiny out on the market right now. It's been going strong for almost a decade. It continues to connect people while providing incredibly fun moments. I've been playing video games since I was 4 years old. And I can confidently say that some of my best times were spent playing Destiny with friends who were brought together by this game. I've moved from my hometown. I'm not around all of the friends that I grew up with. But this game continues to be the cohesive element that brings us together. We can hop on and have fun. We can talk about it throughout the day. We can plan out raids. We're texting. We're talking about what it is that we're going to do. We're in Discord. We're messing around. This is one of those games that's going to bring a community together. It's going to bring friends together. It's going to bring you and your people together, and you're going to have a great time if you dive in and you really learn to enjoy it. It is a steep learning curve. There are goofy things that happen all the time. Please see this past weekend. But at the end of the day, if you can embrace this game for the magnificent spectacle that it is, you'll find that your time invested is 100% worth it. That's all I have for you guys. Love the game. Find out whether or not you love the game first, then fall in love with the game. Don't be afraid of anything. Look through these points. See it as a guide. See it as someone that has experienced all of this. I'm trying to tell you, hey, it's possible. You can do it. You don't have to listen to the negativity. Play the way that you want to play. Don't go looking at the videos that tell you what's the most elite gun and what guns you have to have right now. Play the way that you want to play. Everything's going to show up with time in this game. You just got to keep grinding. It's a very grindy game. It's a very fun game. It's a very communal game. Go out there. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Be you. Be the special butterfly that you are. And have an incredible time playing this game. Love you guys as always. Thank you for the support. Like, subscribe for more. Y'all come back. Join me in Discord. Join me on Twitch. Let's have some freaking fun.